Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to solve an example for slope stability, and we are going to use the software GeoStudio slope W analysis. We want to find the critical sleep surface, which means we have the surface that, or sleep surface that has the least factor of safety. We want to use the different analysis that we have in limit equilibrium method. These analyses are method of ordinary slices, Bishop method, Jumbo method, Morgenstern price method, and Spencer method. The geometry of our slope is given. We have two different soil types. The information or soil properties for both soils are given, and we have steady state seepage through our slope. Just a overview of different methods that we have. These methods are different based on the equilibrium that they are considered. For instance, for ordinary method, we are considering the moment equilibrium, but we're not considering the force equilibrium. For Jumbo method, we are using force equilibrium, but we're not using moment equilibrium. And for last two, we are using both force and moment equilibriums. For Bishop method, we are using both. However, for the force equilibrium, we are not using the equilibrium in the horizontal direction. So if you are dealing with a problem that you have horizontal forces, for example, seismic loading, that is not going to be the best method. So you can, so for instance, Spencer can be used for almost any slopes. Morgenstern price is an advanced method that you can use for many slopes. The thing is, sometimes you are not getting convergence. Ordinary method doesn't have any convergence issue because it doesn't do iterations, but other methods might not get converged. So you have to consider that when you are choosing the method for your analysis. Also, Bishop method is a good method in order to check your analysis if you're using Morgenstern price or Spencer, just to see how different is your factor of safety. Another point is that ordinary method gives you the most conservative factor of safety, which means it's going to be the least value. So just be aware of that. Morgenstern price and Spencer methods, they are going to give you factor of safety that are close to each other. Okay, so I'm going to switch from my Word to GeoStudio, and I'm going to use these dimensions to model the geometry of the problem. So I'm going to GeoStudio. I'm using 2021 version, and I'm using the student license. There are two options here. You can open an existing project, or you can create a new project. You have the option to choose for the units and the paper size, and then you have the dimensions. This is 2D or 3D or 1D. We are using 2D, and I'm going to use metric and letter size. So for the analysis, I'm going to use the slope W. So you can click on the new, or you can just click on the analysis that you are interested in. Okay, after that, the define project window is going to open. So here you can change the name. I'm going to leave it as it is. You can add a description. Here, analysis type, you can change different methods, and I'm going to start with the ordinary, and then I'm going to move to the other methods. So the poor water pressure condition, I'm going to use piezometric line. I'm going to check in this one, and these two you can leave it as it is. And the unit weight of water is also, you can leave the default value. Then I'm going to the sleep surface. Because our slope is failing from, if it fails from, it would be from left to right. I'm going to check left to right. The sleep surface option is entry and exit. I don't specify the radius tangent lines, but I'm going to check the optimize critical sleep surface location option. And for this method, we are not dealing with this tension crack option, but if you do have that, you use just a no tension crack. For the distribution, that's a distribution of your factor of safety. It could be deterministic, it could be probabilistic, or sensitivity. I'm going to change the check the constant. And the options that you have in the advanced, you can leave them as default values. Just remember that the factor of safety for the convergence, here the number of iterations are mentioned, you can change that, and here the tolerable difference in factor of safety is given. After we're done with this defining our project, we can close this window. And now we are ready to define the geometry. There's a hint here that you can just like change your screen. So we have this green line and red line. They show our axes. We can also sketch our axes to make it more visual. I have elevation in the y direction. I have distance in the x direction. My max x is 70 based on the geometry, and max y is 28. Also, you can change the increments if you wish. You can just uncheck that and choose whatever increments you want. I'm going to close this. If I press on this to zoom out, it's going to zoom it out, and then I can drag this so I can see my whole domain. Okay, so I'm going to sketch lines. I'm going to start from here, 0. I have two different soil types. So I'm just going to, so the first one is 18. Then it goes to 28. Then I go to 10. Then I go to the point, I believe it's, let me check the geometry. That's 55 and 8. Then it's 70 and 8 and 70 and 0. Okay. And I'm going actually to change the axis to 30 instead of 28. And okay. So I'm also having two different soil types because I'm going to have different regions. So I'm going to add another line, which goes from 0 and 18 to, I believe it's going to be somewhere here. Okay. Let me zoom in. And turn this one, you can just turn off the snapping, so you can just go to wherever you need to go. I'm just going to select it and I'm going to modify that. So I'm going to modify the object, which is this one, and I'm going to move that. So zoom out. I'm gonna go check my points. Okay, I don't have the points yet. Okay. So I'm going to define the region now. Add. I'm going to turn on my snapping back on. draw region, sorry. And make sure when you do draw region, it should be polygonal. So it goes from here. Undo, draw regions, here, here. I'm gonna zoom in for this one. And zoom back out. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. And I'm going to save this. So the regions are defined. Now I'm going to define the materials. So define materials at, I'm going to define it as upper soil and lower soil. So the model that you're using is more Coulomb. The unit weight is 16, cohesion 10, V25. So this is the first one. The second one you can add, or you can just clone it. I'm gonna name it lower soil. 18, 12, 28, and close. Now I'm going to draw the materials, lower soil and upper soil. After this, I'm going to draw the water table. For water pressure, add a piezometric line, and I'm going to select the draw. It's from 0 and 19 and goes to height 11. There it is. And then I'm going to define sleep surface. The sleep surface is your surface that your soil is going to fill along it. It's going to go from left to right. So I'm going to enter the entry and the exit part of that. So the entry range is from this side, which is 0 and 18, or sorry, 28, and this point is 10 and 28. And the exit is going to be this part, which is 55 and 8. And this one is 70 and 8. And I'm going to close this. So as you can see, there are two little triangles are drawn here. I can, if I close, see that triangle here. Okay, so now we are ready to run the analysis. So I'm going to start this. So as you can see, these are our slices. This is our least factor of safety. This is our critical sleep surface. Here in this window, you have all other surfaces and their corresponding factor of safety, which is going to be bigger than what we have for the critical sleep surface. If you want to go back to that critical one, you can just click on this one. Other things that if you want to see, if you can go to view slice information, you can see the information for each slice. I can select different slices and I get different information. You can copy this data, you can print this data, and so on. Also, you can draw graphs. And here you have the graph factor of safety versus lambda, which you're going to see it for other methods. Okay, so we are done with the ordinary method. As you can see, this is a small factor of safety. It's bigger than 1. So the slope is stable, but it is not safe because it's smaller than 1.5. We need a factor of safety greater or equal to 1.5 for safety. But remember that this ordinary method gives you the most conservative factor of safety, which is the smallest factor of safety. So now we are going to go to the definition view. And I'm going to define the project. And I'm going to change my analysis type. And this time I'm going to use Bishop method. The setting is the same, sleep surface, the same, distribution, advanced, everything else is the same. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to run this again. As you can see, you got a bigger factor of safety, which is 1.431. And I told you that the ordinary method gives you the most conservative one. So if you want to write it down, you can write down the different values that you get for factor of safety, so you can eventually compare them. So this one is 1.431. I forgot to write down the one for ordinary method. So I'm going to change the method again. I'm going to go to definition, define project, and I'm going to change this to jumbo. Okay, I'll keep everything the same. And I'm going to close this. And now start the analysis. So this one gave us a factor of safety slightly smaller, 1.31, than the Bishop method. And then I'll do it again. So I'm going to definition, define project. I'm going to change to Morgenstern price, which is one of the advanced methods. If you're using this method, you have to make sure that you use half sign for the sign function. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to start this. So this one is actually much bigger. It's 1.461. And last but not least, I'm going to do the Spencer method. $1.475. And this one, as you can see, it's pretty similar to the Morgenstern price method factor of safety. Okay, so now if you do want to see the report, you can go to view and report, and that gives you a report of your analysis. You can just save it in an HTML file. Also, you can use the page layout if, and save this. Let me see if I can make this zoom out. As you can see, you can, this is really nice for like reporting. You can report it this way in the page layout option. And let me see if there's anything else I would like to show you guys. Also, you can see, okay, let me close that. You can go here, view, and let's see. If you go to the draw, you can go to sleep surface here. And use color map also. Hold on. So you go to draw the color map and you show all, and then you can see all different sleep surfaces. And you can check different things here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and I see you guys in future videos.